You're watching TAG TV.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Surbhi Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 15th of August. India celebrates 72nd Independence Day. Clashes ease in Afghanistan's Ghazni city as Taliban pulls back. And Hindus across India worship snakes during annual festival. And now for all the details. India on Wednesday marked its 72nd Independence Day with national zeal and fervour. On this day in 1947, India gained freedom from British after decades of struggle.
The iconic Red Fort in India's national capital on Wednesday was all decked up as India celebrated its 72nd Independence Day. Leading the celebration on the historic day was Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who unfurled the national tricolour flag and addressed the thousands of people from the historic ramparts of the 17th century monument. Wearing a flowing saffron turban, Modi, who will seek re-election in the world's biggest democracy early next year, used the speech to broadcast his government's achievement.
ये देश न रुकेगा न झुकेगा, ये देश न थकेगा, हमें नई ऊंचाइयों पर आगे चलना है.
Meanwhile, along the borders, India's paramilitary border security force or BSF celebrated the day by exchanging sweets with their Pakistani counterparts. The tradition of exchange of sweets between India and Pakistani soldiers during days of national importance has played an important role in reducing tensions between the arch rivals. In neighbouring Nepal, the Indian mission to Nepal gifted 30 ambulances and 6 buses to various hospitals, organisations and NGOs as assistance marking the day. Indian ambassador to Nepal Manjeev Singh Puri handed over the keys of the vehicles to the representatives of the respective organisations during a function at the Indian embassy in Kathmandu.
Moving on, protests were held recently across Pakistan-administered Kashmir against Islamabad's water war in the illegally occupied region. Locals blamed that Pakistan has been diverting the waters from the Neelam River to its much-favoured Punjab province, depriving the public of their most basic right.
Protests are taking place all across Pakistan-administered Kashmir against Islamabad's latest move of literally declaring a water war in the illegally occupied region by diverting the waters of the Neelam River to Punjab province. Locals allege the river passing through Muzaffarabad city now appears as a stormwater drain filled with sewage waste and silt. Video evidence has come to light pointing to the fact that Pakistan is depriving the people of Muzaffarabad from their water lifeline through an elaborate scheme which has changed the flow of the fresh water from the mountains and in the process almost drying up the river.
अब जो ये पानी चल रहा है ये हमारी तकरीबन तमाम गटरों का पानी है, जो सेवरेज लाइन का पानी आता है. आप दरिया की इस तरफ अगर नज़र डालें तो ये वही वो चंद जो नाले वगैरह हैं उनका पानी है. जो असल पानी आ रहा है वो तो डैम की नज़र हो गया. डैम को तो छोड़ें, आप बिजली भी नहीं है बिल्कुल. बिजली के बगैर तो फिर रह सकते हैं, इस पानी के बगैर नहीं रह सकते.
इससे पाकिस्तान के हुक्मरानों को और आज़ाद कश्मीर के हुक्मरानों को इस हवाले से सोचना चाहिए. ये जो पानी का रुख उन्होंने मोड़ा है, ये जो उन्होंने नीलम झेलम हाइड्रो पावर प्रोजेक्ट बनाया है, इस हवाले से जो मालियाती आलूदगी फैलने का खदशा है, जो कि इंसानी जानों का ज़ाया होने का खदशा है, इससे बचाव के लिए एक पैकेज जो है हुकूमती सतह पर पाकिस्तान को मालियाती आलूदगी से बचाव के लिए पैकेज का ऐलान करना चाहिए.
Residents blame Islamabad has consistently maintained its oppressive attitude towards people of the region and has even ignored their basic demands. A part of the erstwhile Jammu and Kashmir province of India, Pakistan-administered Kashmir was annexed by Pakistan illegally more than 6 decades ago.
Moving on, Afghan troops backed by US forces gained control over the large parts of the embattled Ghazni city on Tuesday. The locals said that currently the battlefield is on the outskirts of the city.
Residents in Afghanistan's Ghazni on Tuesday said the Taliban has withdrawn from a number of areas in the city after setting government buildings on fire. They said that currently the battlefield is in Asfanda, Nogi and around the Kogiani district on the outskirts of the city. This came a day after the country's Defense and Interior Ministries confirmed at least 70 security personnel had been killed since last Friday when the attack started.
194 نفر دشمن به شمول 12 نفر قماندانان کلیدی از اونا که اتباع خارجی هم ده اونا شامل پاکستانی و عرب و چچن شامل است کشته شده و 147 نفر از دشمن مجروح شده.
Heavy fighting between security forces and the Taliban has rocked Ghazni since late last week. Government officials said nearly 200 insurgents and at least 20 civilians have been killed in the fighting.
While attending a conference in Indian capital New Delhi on Tuesday, civil society members from Maldives called for restoring democracy in the wake of the ongoing political turmoil in the country. They urged the international community to be engaged to ensure free and fair presidential elections in the island nation in September this year.
Civil society members from Maldives have called for restoring democracy in the wake of ongoing political turmoil in the island nation. A panel of senior journalists, lawyers and representatives from NGOs on Tuesday attended a discussion in Indian capital New Delhi on the current situation in the Maldives. The objective was to identify avenues for greater collaboration among national and international civil society members to address restrictions in civic space, media, freedom of speech and peaceful assembly in Maldives. They also sought help from the international community to have free and fair presidential elections scheduled to be held on 23rd September this year.
We are actually asking that the international community and international organizations observe and be engaged with the process in the Maldives. And in order to ensure a democratic process, I think the international community needs to be aware of what is going on and speak out when there is a necessity to speak out.
It doesn't seem like the political prisoners are going to be released regardless of the Supreme Court statement, order to release them. Therefore, I feel like if we wait, we're just going to keep waiting, and the authoritarian government that we have right now is just going to increase their power and possibly figure out more ways to rig the elections.
Maldives has been facing instability as President Abdullah Yameen and his government has cracked down on opposition political parties, curtailed fundamental freedoms and repeatedly violated human rights obligations. In February this year, Yameen declared a state of emergency, restricted constitutional rights and curtailed the authority of the judiciary. In the ensuing crisis, the government also arrested 2 Supreme Court judges along with several others.
In a bid to help save the environment and create more business opportunities for the women in India's southern Kalaburgi city, a workshop to make eco-friendly idols of Hindu Lord Ganesha was held recently. Every year, after a 10-day-long festival, thousands of idols of Lord Ganesha are immersed into water bodies, posing a pollution threat.
A workshop to make eco-friendly idols of Hindu god Ganesha was organized recently for women in Kalaburgi city of India's southern Karnataka province. Aimed at saving the environment and creating better business opportunities for the women in the city, Kalaburgi Ladies Association Manufacturers Spark or Clamp organized a workshop with its first batch of 35 women. The organization plans to supply clay to women so they can create the idols which will be sold later in the market. Clamp plans to make 30,000 eco-friendly Ganesha idols.
इको-फ्रेंडली का गणपति का ज़रूरी है यहाँ पे भी, तो एनवायरनमेंट के साथ हम फ्रेंडली रहना चाहते हैं, तो केलैम्प का भी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है इसका इको-फ्रेंडली गणपति बनाने का। तो हमने सोच के सर से मिलके तो इको-फ्रेंडली गणपति सीख के खुद एक कमाना लेडीज़ लोग, जो लेडीज़ है घर में रहते हैं, जो बाहर काम नहीं करते, कुछ नहीं करते, घर में रहते हैं लेकिन कुछ करना चाहते हैं, जो वक्त मिलता है वो वक्त को यूज़ करके कुछ करना चाहते हैं, उन महिलाओं को हम बाहर लाना चाहते थे.
The immersion of thousands of statues of Lord Ganesha every year containing toxic chemicals into India's rivers and lakes poses a pollution threat as festivals become increasingly commercialized. As per the environmentalists, the materials like plaster of Paris do not dissolve easily and reduce the oxygen level in the water, resulting in the death of fish and other aquatic organisms. Paints contain metals like mercury, cadmium and lead, which can pass up the food chain from fish to human beings.
Women in Western Vadodara city in India's Gujarat province prepared over 5,000 sacred threads called Rakhis and handmade cards for soldiers on the borders. The Hindu festival is a symbol of brother-sister bond where sisters tie Rakhi on wrist of their brothers for them to protect their honor.
Women in Western India's Vadodara city on Monday prepared over 5,000 sacred threads and handmade cards to send to the soldiers stationed at various borders of the country. Known as Rakhis, these sacred threads are tied on the wrists of the brothers by their sisters in a Hindu festival to symbolize their strong bond. They performed Hindu religious rituals on the Rakhis to sanctify them before sending them off. Handmade cards and letters were also prepared to thank the soldiers for their protection of the country.
आज यहाँ राखी पूजन हो रहा है क्योंकि ये जो राखियाँ है ये हम बॉर्डर पे भेज रहे हैं. 4 साल से ये प्रवृत्ति चलती है और बात यह है कि यहाँ की जो माँ बहनें हैं वो वहाँ जाकर राखियाँ नहीं बांध सकती, मगर यहाँ ये राखियों की पूजा करते वक्त उनके लिए दुआ तो मांग सकती है. तो इसलिए ये आज राखी पूजन यहाँ पे है और सभी माँ बहनें बेटियाँ जो है वो यहाँ राखियों की पूजा करती है और फिर ये राखियाँ बॉर्डर पे जाएगी.
हम लोग इस साल बड़ौदा है, अहमदाबाद है, भावनगर है, महाराष्ट्र से है, इंदौर से है, एमपी से, मतलब काफी सारे जगह से इस साल इकट्ठा की है राखियाँ.
The brothers pledged to protect the honor of their sisters and give them presents as a token of bonding. The festival is celebrated on the full moon day of the Hindu month of Shravan in India. Annually, Rakhis are sold in various designs. The festival will be celebrated this year on August 26.
Hindu devotees across India throng temples to offer special prayers on the occasion of Nag Panchami or Snake Festival. The festival is a unique occasion which is dedicated to honor the serpent god, which also includes the worship of Hindu Lord Shiva.
Hindus across India thronged temples on Wednesday to offer special prayers on the occasion of Nag Panchami or Snake Festival, a unique occasion dedicated to honor the serpent god. Devotees in India's northern Varanasi city made a beeline at the temple to offer bilva leaves, flowers, water and milk to the lingam, the iconic representation of Hindu Lord Shiva, who is worshipped on the occasion. The traditional worship of snakes and serpents is mainly observed on the occasion.
आज नाग पंचमी है, आज शिव जी की पूजा होती है. फिर यहाँ नाग कुआं पे ऐसी मान्यता है कि काल सर्पदोष जिसको होता है यहाँ पे आके दर्शन करने पे नाग और नागिन का वो तो उसके मतलब दोष दूर होते हैं.
Meanwhile, snake charmers were seen sitting on the streets in the northern Allahabad city where devotees made different offerings to the snakes. They also offered prayers and poured milk to the serpent deity on the occasion. Nag Panchami is celebrated on the 5th day of the bright half of lunar month of Shravan or monsoon month as per the Hindu calendar.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
You're watching TAG TV.